This time on Straight Rag Garage, getting back to some of our forgotten projects that have been sitting around entirely too long. Somebody needs to cut the grass around here. So this is our 1979 GMC Sierra 15. I don't know if is this called a C15 like the C10? I don't know. Anyway, it was in an episode over a year ago, a year and a half ago maybe. And we got it running and drove it down the street, put some gas in it, and that's pretty much it. Never got back around to it. The plan was to fix up this truck. You know, I bought a bed, I have fenders, I got some doors for it, all that stuff, and just sort of sat around. That's one thing you might notice about YouTubers. A lot of us get a project, get it going, and move on to the next one, never fully completing anything at any time. Well, that's part of being a YouTuber. Everybody wants fresh content. Not nearly as many people want to see it finished or gone to completion. I'm not sure why that is. I know a lot of you do, but everybody's always looking for the next thing. Just get it running and get it on the road. So a lot of these, the shop truck here, is running. It needs a fuel pump. That truck needs a bunch of parts. The C10 next to that one, the 51 Buick, and even one of my favorites, the 73 Mustang. Do not park underneath a pine tree, ever. Just don't do that. We'll come back to that one. But for today, we're gonna drag this back out, see if it's still running condition, and maybe slap a few parts on it. Let's get started. Okay, let's jump in here and see if I even left the battery in this vehicle. And I wanna be careful because there is oftentimes wasp nesting in here, but we've had some crazy weather this year, so I don't see any bugs. I did leave the battery in here. This was a good battery, a very good battery, and I should have taken it out, but I did not. So I'm pretty sure it's completely dead. Let's hook some jumper cables up to it. And do I have the keys? I don't know. Let me find the keys. Let's hook some jumper cables up to it and see if this thing will still fire after sitting a year and a half. Well, it seems one of two things has happened. Either I have misplaced the keys or I left them in here and somebody misplaced them for me, which is a possibility, but most likely I misplaced the key, even though I keep all my keys in one place usually. So we are going to have to pull the steering wheel off. I've already loosened it up, already took the nuts and bolts off. So we're just gonna hit on it a few times and smack on it a few more times. Tap it in the center a little bit. And then you totally give up and go to the parts store because you had to buy the lock anyway. You get a rental tool and you buy the other compression tool that you need because they don't have that in a rental tool. So, all right, let's get this thing pulled off of here. It is a pain. Okay, try this with the proper tool and it comes right off. See, just, oh my gosh, right tool for the right job. I mean, it makes life so much easier. All that time I spent hammering, I could have been driving to the parts store and just getting the the right tool. I have these tools already, but they're at the house and we're not at the house. So apparently I need to buy 2 sets of tools, one for here and one for there. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, just take a few screws out here, pull out the old ignition, line up the new one, whichever way that goes. There's a spline on there. And which way does it go? I think it goes that way. There we go. Okay, well, it doesn't turn over very well. I got the truck hooked up to it. Seems like the starter might be going out, but anyway, let me toss this back together, put the steering wheel back on, and then we'll give it a try, see if she'll start. And slide that back on, the nut back on, tighten it down, and we are ready to go. So I'll tighten that down. Let's go out there, prime it with a little gas, and hopefully it will fire right off. I did go get some gas. Since I was out, I went ahead and picked up some gasoline because, you know, we're going into town anyway. Let's give it a try. All right, let's fill the float bow. We got a little, what is that? We got a little nut shells in there. Apparently I did not cover the carburetor. And we have some debris down there. Let me grab that. Come on, up. I guess it's gonna have to eat it now. Let's put some gas down the bowls, the floats here. Now, sitting for a year is a year and a half, even 2 years. That's not a long time, especially with an HEI distributor. I mean, in theory, this should just fire up. I think it ran okay the last time we had it going, so it should be fine. All right, let's jump into here. Come on, start. Well, come on, start. It started. Come on. All right, start and run. There she goes. Nice. That was super easy. All right, let's pull her out of here and get to work. Okay, let's see if she's gonna move now. I did not test the transmission at all. It worked last time. Hopefully it still works. And here we go. And it died. And I have nothing. Why do I have... Okay. Okay, jump pack. Maybe it's going to be easier just to toss in a fresh battery. The one here is super old. I've had this battery for 4 years, and it came in one of the cars, and I have no idea how long it was in the car that it came out of. So it's probably old, or something happened to our ignition system, one of the two. Come on, try it again, see if she'll start up now. I still don't have anything. I lost it. Whatever it was, I have lost it. So we know that's a good battery. We might have to try the screwdriver trick. Maybe our neutral safety switch. has come on neutral. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. We lost our neutral safety switch. Whoa, belt squeal. Okay, let's try to pull it out again. Okay, there we go. And nothing. Okay, where's that sweet spot? Oh, great. Come on. Don't burn up the starter. There we go. Oh, I'll try patting it a little bit. Come on. It's in the hole. I don't think we have accelerator pump. Oh, come on. Come on. Get out of the hole. Come on. Oh, come on. Out of the hole. Okay, go backwards. Oh. We are stuck in the hole. Man, we do not have park at all. Okay, high rev, neutral drop. Oh, well, that was better. Wow, we need an accelerator pump. Come on. Oh, well, at least we're out of the hole. We're making some forward progress. There we go. Now we're moving. There we go. There we go. Could probably use some fresh gas in it because, oh, and there's a wasp there. There's a wasp. Okay, so yeah, could probably use some fresh gas. Hopefully that'll help. And maybe an accelerator pump. Okay, for the people that do not know, this has the inline 6-cylinder in it, the 4.1 liter. Yeah, they're okay engines, but it has the HEI, so that makes it super easy to work on. Everything's right there. You can yank this engine, probably clean it up and throw it right back in a few hours. It's automatic transmission, 3-speed, TH350, I guess. I didn't look. So yeah, it hasn't run for, like I said, a year and a half, something like that. But let's have a look around on it real quick. So this body, it looks a lot better on this side, but it's still, the cab corners are messed up, the bottom of the doors are jacked, the whole bed is messed up, fenders have rust on them. The only thing that was really good was this tailgate, and we used it on the 1-ton and then sold it. And you can see on this side, it's just ate up. It's bad. That fender is really bad. The bottom of this door is not as bad. Yeah, but you can see it. Rocker panels are shot. Everything is wrong with this truck, but it does have a 12-bolt rear end under it, and that's a plus. Hasn't been on the road since 2013, so 10 years really off the road. We drove it one time in that video when we got it going again. I bought doors for it. They're right there. They've been sitting in the back here. So we have doors. I actually have some fenders somewhere. So we have a bed. I don't know if I want to put the bed on right now. That bed right there, I actually bought it for a different truck. the big block truck we used to have that we sold and then put the bed on. But it has been sitting on this crane for as long as that truck's been sitting. So it's been sitting there for about a year. You can see where it's been blowing in the wind and rubbing up against this gantry crane. But yeah, just hanging up there. There was none of these, none of this debris growing up here when I hung it up there. So we really should do something with that. I mean, it's a mess around here. We need to start getting things cleaned up, and I'm getting rid of a few projects. So let's do something here. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something. Maybe we'll start at the front and work our way back. Let's get busy. I am just gonna jump right in here, and we're gonna yank this hood off, and I can't get to that bolt. So get this one. And we'll just toss a stick up here and grab these guys with our ratchet. These are just the tricks you have to do when you're, doing this kind of stuff all by yourself. Slide it down nice and easy. Grab the other side. Well, that fell to the ground, so we're good. Slide her down. Remove your stick. Flip your lid. Slide. Helps to have long arms. Oh, there we go. And it's just that easy. So next up, we'll yank off these fenders and these doors. It should only take like an hour, depending on how rusty these bolts are. But I'm going to yank these guys off, and I'll show you the new fenders and doors. Well, we have new fenders, aftermarket fenders, and we have a used set of doors that kind of match, but not quite. So let's get these off of here real quick. So there are a lot more bolts on these fenders than is really necessary, I would say, in my opinion. Oops. And they do not make this easy to remove by any stretch of the imagination. Forgot the antenna wire. But yeah, that's a lot of bolts. A lot of rusty bolts. And that's the other side. And on this side, I forgot to take the marker light out. So, yep, that's stuck in there. Let me bring you in here so you can appreciate just how rusty this is. So if we have a look right down here, this is where some bolts were, and they just sort of fell right out. All of this, should be solid right in through here. We really need to replace the inner fender wells, but I don't have those right now, so we're just going to put the fenders on. All of this, I didn't even have to unbolt the bottom part. It just all sort of fell out. This is right here. This is Bondo that somebody put in there. So you can see what happens. Stuff collects in the gaps, all in the gaps, and just sits there, especially right there. All of that right there is road grime, salt, dirt, and moisture, all of that. So that's where all your rot comes from, and it splashes up here. This is what's left of the battery tray. So we don't hardly have we don't have a battery tray. It was a piece of wood that's right there. So that's why these trucks rust so badly in the Midwest. Not so much in the desert, but we're not in the desert. But now that we got the fenders off, it is time for the doors, which are way easier, except for this one that goes inside of the cab. It's opposite, so you have to pop the glove box off and access it from the back side, which I have already done. I'm not sure why they do that. Maybe because you can't quite get to it because of this this lip here. So in order to make it easier, they make it a little harder. Well, that is that, and it should just pop right on off of here. Ta-da! Okay, well, every time I take something off, we see more damage, more rust. These rocker panels are absolutely shot. I've seen worse. I have some replacements. I'm not going to get them put on. It looks like, yeah, look right there. That's cab corner has already been replaced once, and it's already starting to rust out there. And oh, look right there. See, there's a dividing line there too. Whoops. Lovely. This has already been replaced as well. So, yeah, you can see the Bondo where they just covered it up. So, nice. Wow, that is something. Okay, well, we're not going to replace this right now, but we're going to get the doors on, and then we can come back later and do rockers and stuff. Maybe when we do the bed or something. Let's get the other door. Okay, let's rip the second door off of here. Nice and quick. Again, I already took the inside bolt out. Put that down there. Open up this. Oh, there we go. And yeah, more rot. Not quite as bad as the other side, but it's still there. Now let's check in here and see if they replace this side as well. There's Bondo here. So I'm going to imagine that this one was replaced as well. Yep, there's a line. There's a line here. So this rotted quarter or cab corner was replaced. This doesn't, well, yeah, it does. Look, can you see that? Ripples. Something, I don't know. I can't tell. There should have been like a cut down further. I don't know if this is, this looks hammered. Looks like they hammered. Maybe, was this wrecked over here? Feels like Bondo. I don't know. But that cab corner was replaced, and there's Bondo here, and there's a lot of Bondo here. So maybe this is the original one. Maybe it got hit here or something and beat out, because this isn't smooth. And maybe they just Bondoed up that. I don't know. Anyway, this one needs to be replaced. And when we do that, there's probably going to be floor section under there that's going to have to be replaced. It's probably easier to sell it than to do all this work, but I might, if I get bored, put this on. But we do need to sell some of this stuff and you know, get funds together for bigger and better projects. But let's look at our other doors. So I bought these doors quite some time ago. They're pretty solid, a lot more solid than the other ones. Just really surface rust here and there. Facebook Marketplace. Hopefully there's no wasps in here anywhere. I don't see any. So let's unload these doors and let's get those tacked onto this truck real quick. Okay, I'm just now noticing that there's no hinges here. So we're gonna have to pull these hinges off. I wonder if it would have been easier to pull this door off and leave the hinges. Probably, but I was under the impression this already had hinges on it, so it doesn't. So let's knock these hinges out real quick. Well, I switched the hinges over, and let's see what we can do about getting these doors on. This is should be a lot easier than most, since we got the fenders off. Get it tightened down real quick. What was that? I don't know. Nice. Yeah, I'll see how level we got it. Not bad. That'll pass. Next up, we have our aftermarket fenders, and these aren't Chinese made. These are actually made in Taiwan. Remember when stuff was made in Taiwan? These have been sitting around for a while, and I found them on Facebook Marketplace for like, I don't know, 150 bucks or something like that. Somebody bought them back in the day and never put them on. So let's see if we can drop these on, slide them in there without, I would say without scratching them up, but they're unfinished, so it doesn't matter that much. Oops, got this little packing deal. Get that out of there. What am I hitting? Oh, there we go. Like that. And like that. Yeah, that gaps are off a bit. Gonna have to put some shims in there, but that's basically what it's gonna look like. Just finished up bolting on some fenders, putting the bolts in. We got to get the hood back on here, so it's a little bit easier taking it off than it is putting it on, but we're just basically gonna go in the reverse order. Oh, gee, I do need a new hood. This one has rust on it, as you can see right here on the edge, but unlike most, it is not tacoed, which is a little bit sad that we have one but not the other. Where'd my stick go? Yep, it's gone. Nope, there it is. Okay, we got our stick back. So we'll just put that there. Hope it doesn't fall. And just repeat the process. Okay. Yeah. That's off a little bit. Let's see if we can't get it in here first. Yep, don't fall over. Oh, come on. Oh, that's really off. All right, there's one. There's two. Three. And last but not least, number 4. Okay, now for a little alignment. Which is made much easier because you can see the old lines on there from the rust. Just tighten up the back. That guy and that guy. I've already sprayed it down with some PB Blaster, so it should close relatively easy without damaging the hood any further. Oops. Well, okay. Yep. There it goes. Nice. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. These hoods usually have one of two problems. They either rust right here on the nose, or they get bent right there and turn into taco hoods. Usually taco hood, hardly ever rust on the front, but unfortunately we got the rust on the front, which it has some Bondo in it. So somebody was in there, probably didn't get the old rust out properly, just smeared Bondo over there and made it even worse. Okay, that's a big piece of Bondo right there. Oh, yeah. Somebody, ooh, I bent the tab right there. That's why it wasn't closing. So yeah, I forced it. See, the gaps are off a little bit. So I'll readjust that hood. We got to straighten up our deer horn. Oddly enough, there's deer whistles. I just noticed those today. I don't know if those actually work or not. Somehow I doubt it. That's probably how I got this horn. But let's have a look at this truck now and we'll see the difference. But first, let's do a little body work. Oh yeah, there we go. Much better. Yep, was not paying attention to what I was doing. So, that closes all right. So, all right, let's look at it. So there we have it. We have the fenders. Oh, I forgot to take the marker lights out and put in those fenders. That's okay. Now we have nice solid fenders. We still have to do something with the inner fender wells. We got nice solid doors. If you don't look too far down and notice the rocker panels and the cab corners, and a garbage bed, which, getting this thing off and the other one on, is really gonna be a challenge. Should have cleaned the outside off, but yeah, if it wasn't for this bed right here, this thing would look a lot better. I vacuumed out the inside a little bit, so still got to hit it with some. Should we hit this with some shine juice, or you think it's really going to make a difference with the hood and all that other fun stuff? I don't know. Comment below. Should we hit this with some of the Vice Grip Garage shine juice? We've done a couple cars, the Fiero and the 51 Buick. So yeah, let me know. What do you think about that? Well, I don't think it would be much of an episode if we didn't drive something out on the road. So I got some gas while I was out. Let's put a couple gallons in here and take her for a quick spin. All right, now it is time to take a ride. This is my favorite part. And it started. Nice. Here we go. Oh, and it started in park too. I guess our switch came back. Oops. Spoke too soon. Still not, it's not going in the park. Oh, now it's dying. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I lost it again. There we go. I probably ought to tap the fuel bowls. I think it's flooding out. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay. Let's just adjust the carburetor a little bit. It has this big port, but if I remember right, it doesn't go to vacuum. plug. It's just it goes right into the fuel bowl. And there should be a filter in there. We probably should have changed before too. But anyway, these carburetors are not the greatest things ever. Well, let's give it a try now. Come on. It went away again. It's back again. Okay. Let's ease out here on the roadway. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. There we go. It's angry. It's not hitting on all 6. Oh, there it goes. Now it's hitting on all 6. We had a fouled out plug there. Oh, and there's stuff blowing everywhere. Ah, man, don't leave these things sitting around. It's awful. It's running okay. I mean, it ran pretty good last time we drove it. So let's go around the block real quick, play a little traveling music, and if we make it back, we'll call it good. Here we go. All right, we are back in and trying not to hit my other truck. I just made it. All right, that was surprisingly good. It ran really, really well, actually. The only problems are the brakes. They are rock hard. And the fact that it doesn't go in the park like it should. There we go. That was park. It slid into neutral or reverse, and then now it's in park. Now it seems to be idling just a tad high, but a lot better. Shut her down. And you got a little engine run on. Okay, no big deal. That means what? It's leaking, still dripping a little bit of gas in the carburetor probably. Probably need a little bit more adjustment on the carburetor, but overall, that's good. Brakes are hard. Brakes are hard. I smell gas. Yep. So fix the carburetor, fix the gas, put the bed on, and we're going to be in good shape on this one. So overall, we have a pretty good truck. I tried to sell this, in the condition it was in before, running and driving, of course. What was I asking? I think I was asking $1,500 last year after we got it running. I put it up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and it was there for like 3 months or so. A lot of people inquired about it, and how Facebook Marketplace is. Like, you take $600 for it? No. That's one thing we have to do a video on one day. How to properly put stuff on Facebook Marketplace so it sells quick and everybody's happy. That's a whole different video, but I put it on there for $1,500. I told some people that I'd take $1,200 for it. Nobody came out. I got message after message, is this still available? You know how that goes. Now, if we put it back on, the price goes up. We got $300 worth in parts and an entire day of labor into it. Plus, that was like a year ago, and in between then and there, everything just went up again. Inflation. We're gonna have to, if we're gonna sell this again, we're gonna ask like $2,300 for it, $2,200. We're gonna up it up. We're gonna up it up about $1,000. And if we throw the bed on it, we're gonna. Well, how much did I give for the bed? Like $300 for that, and then putting it on, we're gonna have to up it up some more. And the $1,500, when I listed this truck, that included the parts. I was gonna give them the doors. I didn't have doors. I was gonna give them the fenders. I had the fenders, and I already had the bed. I didn't have the doors, so those parts were included. on the deal. Nobody wanted it. So it is what it is. We probably, maybe won't put it on, but we probably will. I don't know. I haven't decided, sorry. So, fenders, doors, it all looks pretty good. Now the windows row up and we can keep it out of the elements. Overall, it's a good day. So, I'm gonna do this all over again because I don't like it. Overall, I think we had a successful day. Fenders, doors, we can put the bed on later. You know, I had this on sale, Facebook Marketplace last year for like $1,500. Nobody came and bought it. I was gonna include the fenders and the bed. I didn't have the doors at that time. Bug, yeah, go. You're renting things. Nobody came and bought it. So if we put it back up for sale, we're gonna have to raise it up. Inflation and parts and labor. What, $2,300, $2,500? What do you think? How much should we ask for this truck? It's got a good title. It's 6-cylinder, half-ton, GMC. There's a tailgate on the other bed. If we throw in the bed, how much would you ask for it? How much would you ask for it if we put the bed on it? How much would you take for, how much should I ask for it just like that? Or should we just keep it and keep working on it? We got lots of parts, that's for sure. So I think we're done for the day. So that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Street Rag Garage. Until next time.